32 years of NFL experience. Maybe this is the opportunity that Vic Fangio has been waiting for. Hello from the Broncos Media Center. I'm Phil Milani alongside Matt Boyer, Steve Atwater. The Broncos reportedly meeting with Bears defensive coordinator Vic Fangio today. He brings a lot of experience, could be a valuable addition if the Broncos name him their head coach.
Never been a head coach, but has been around some amazing NFL defenses in his career. Ravens linebacker coach, Ray Lewis had some of his best days under him. Went to the Super Bowl with the 49ers in 2012 with Jim Harbaugh. One of the things, Steve, that I like the most about this guy is that he maximizes defensive talent. You look at that Bears defense this season, they've got a cornerstone defensive piece in Khalil Mack. The Broncos have one in Von Miller. Maybe some similarities there.
Yeah, that's the thing that I got most excited about when they mentioned that we'd be interviewing Vic Fangio. I mean, he's a guy who's been in the league for a long time, coached, like you said, a lot of really good players, and we have a player who's very similar to Khalil Mack. And you ask one person, hey, Khalil Mack's better. You ask the other person, I know all of us, Von Miller's the better player. But he does. He maximized the potential of the players. And, I think we can all say our defense didn't play up to their full potential all of last year. Now, the only thing that concerns me about Coach Fangio is that, the stability isn't there like I've seen with Coach Munchak.
One thing I thought was most interesting, though, was John Elway said, I want someone who's great on one side of the ball and great at what they do, whatever the position.
That's him.
That's Vic Fangio to a T right there. He is great on one side of the ball and has been great at what he does and has had a lot of success.
Yeah, this is his fourth year in Chicago. When he took over that Bears defense, not quite, a polished product. They were third in the NFL in total defense this year. So clearly able to develop guys and maximize their potential, like you mentioned there, Steve. What would they do on the offensive side of the ball if they brought in a Fangio?
I mean, we've talked about it. Gary Kubiak is sitting there possibly looking to come back. John Elway left the door open for Gary to possibly be involved as a coordinator on the offensive side of the football if the Broncos did go that route. Steve, I mean, you look at him, you look at a couple of other names in the NFL, it seems like it might be a perfect fit.
Yeah, and I would imagine John has thought through this, and he mentioned in the press conference that he wants to make sure that the offense takes some steps forward. And hiring a defensive guy, I would imagine Kubiak is his kind of ace in the hole in terms of being able to take care of that offensive side of the football.
Fangio, 60 years old. Do you buy into this thing that, hey, some guys are just meant to be coordinators, not head coaches?
I do. I think there are guys like that, but I think that when John Elway gets into the interview room with Vic Fangio, I think he's going to be able to tell pretty quickly, is this guy a lifetime coordinator or is this guy a head coach? I've got complete faith in John because we heard from Joe Ellis, it's going to be important for John to get into a room and talk football with that head coach, whoever it is.
Yeah, and John, he's a great communicator. He doesn't pull any punches. He's going to tell it to you like it is. And if he gets in the meeting room and feels like it's not a match, he just won't go that route. Now, Fangio, again, 60 years old, I don't think that has anything to do with it. It's just a matter of if he's able to communicate with the players effectively. And it looks like with what he's done in Chicago that he can do that very well.
You're as young as you feel, Phil.
Exactly. The Broncos have run through their list of candidates here. We got to be expecting a decision sometime soon now.
Yeah, hopefully. I don't know of any other appointments or interviews that are on the slate right now. So yeah, I would imagine it'll happen fairly quickly.
Well, we've got the Senior Bowl coming up. We've also got the Combine coming up. A lot of pre-draft stuff is going to happen between now and then. So it's going to be important to get a guy in here, whoever it is, fairly quickly.
Well, we'll see if John Elway and some of the other Broncos decision makers announce their decision a little bit later on this week. That's the latest from the UCL Training Center. For Steve Atwater, Matt Boyer, I'm Phil Milani.